646, welcome back to the Friday morning edition. And you mentioned my tie briefly.
Yeah.
You know what? There's a method to my madness, though, because I actually wore this just for you.
You did?
Yeah, as a part of the story that you're going to tell us about.
Oh, man, thanks, man.
You bet.
I'd love to see. All right, so you've seen him here on Channel 2 and as a guest speaker at numerous presentations around the state. Neal Fried is one of the state's leading experts on Alaska's economy, and because of all of that, something unexpected happened to him, something now synonymous with him, his bow ties. Here's the story behind the ties.
The numbers are just...
This is the Neal Fried most of us know.
You know, this low oil price.
An economist with the state of Alaska who is known for all things economics.
A lot of these are in my office.
But he's also known for something else.
You're seeing basically my entire collection of bow ties. I'd say probably about 30, 35 at the most. It's not that many given all the years. It's almost like maybe a bow tie a year. It is sort of, you know, one of my signatures or whatever you want to call it. Maybe it's good for marketing.
To understand Neal's bow tie association,
I'm almost sort of like addicted to them now.
you have to go back to his childhood.
My mother would sort of dress my father. He didn't care what she put on, or he didn't notice her. And so she kind of dressed him in the way she liked.
And her choice always ended with a bow tie, which led to her dressing Neal and his brothers the way she liked, in bow ties.
Typically wore bow ties like this.
But there's one thing Neal never learned. So, can you...
No.
You can't?
No, I cannot.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Really?
So, have you ever tried to tie one?
I did. I tried last night.
Neal says it's the simplicity of a clip-on that keeps him from wearing the traditional kind. So can you show me how to put one on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll take this one off. You can see how easy it is. But you have to be a little, you know, I always look to make sure I put it on straight because, you know, if you're not looking at it, I think I have worn ties upside down. But it's very, and that's the other beauty. It's so simple. I mean, it's just so simple. You know, you have to feel, make sure it's, and sometimes, you know, on some shirts, the collar, the material's really thin.
And if his bow tie isn't straight, people always let him know.
I'll be walking down the hall or, you know, your tie's not on straight. Or they'll say, we saw you on last night and your tie was crooked.
Neal also has good reason to toss that traditional tie. You don't like them? They scare you?
You know, they get dirty too. You know, crap falls on them, you know, all the time. You know, I'm really bad with that.
But his favorite bow tie happened to come from his wife.
I was giving presentations on Alaska's economic history, 100 years, and she made me this wonderful, she ordered actually a nice blue bow tie, clip-on bow tie from this same person, and then she put the stars, the 8 stars of gold on.
Oh.
And it was just a very cool tie. I lost that one.
Oh no.
I know. And then she did it again for me. And for some reason, I lost that one too.
And as for passing the bow tie legacy on to his kids,
My daughter's not terribly interested either, so, or doesn't seem to be, so I don't know. I mean, that's interesting. I suspect someday my son will wear bow ties.
Neal is just fine being known as the bow tie guy.
I like it. I like it.
And guess who is here? The bow tie guy himself. And you actually found the tie.
I did.
What
I
happened?
did. I just, you know, I was going through my stuff, actually, an old suitcase that I had some of my electronic equipment in, where I make presentations, and there it was squished down in the bottom. It was missing a star.
And you added
but
it?
my wife fixed it last night.
Excellent.
Added
Third
that
time.
new star.
Third time's a charm.
Now, when I try to tie one, I actually have to watch a YouTube video. Do you watch that video at all to try to tie one?
I tried that the night before he came to talk to me about the bow ties. I thought, well, maybe I should learn how to do this. And I looked at a number of YouTube versions of it, but
Yeah,
I
it
never
takes a
got
while.
it.
But
Yeah.
these are much easier, no doubt about that.
Well, you know, I'm sporting the tie. David's sporting the tie. So
Nice.
what we got you was not only, we did orange as our theme. So here is our big orange bow tie
Very
for
cool.
you. So you can wear it at your presentation.
well, thank you.
And then also, we're actually going to give you big orange as well to complement it. So when you go, you can fill it up with some coffee, and then you match.
Now we're
That's
going to give you a
great.
chance to actually hold on to that, but also give us a little sense as to what's going on with the economy. I mean, it can't all be negative, can it?
No, I mean, not all of it's negative. And, right now it's kind of hard to tell. We saw that story in the paper a couple of days ago about Moody's saying that we're in a recession, which is a possibility. Our data doesn't show that yet. But, who really knows? I mean, we ended this year on a sort of a tepid tone. Employment was still, 2015 ended slightly positive. There have been a number of forecasts, including ours, that we do believe we're going to lose some ground in 2016. But we don't know that yet. We don't have data yet telling us that. There's all kinds of, when we put monthly data together and look at how we rank, for example, on gross domestic product, we're number one in the country on per capita. On the other hand, for growth, we're the last for gross domestic product. So there are all these mixed signals. Nationally, their unemployment rate is really low at about 5%. Ours is at 6.5%.
All right, well, listen, thank you so much. Thanks for giving us a little update on our economy, and thanks you very much for sharing your story. Lots of people talk about you, and so we finally were able to kind of go behind the scenes with him.
And now when they see you wear the orange,
know, this is
they'll
great.
say, hey, we saw
Yeah,
you on
great.
Morning Edition, KTUU. We're coming back with a look at weather news.
Thank you.
You bet.
Awesome.